What is up guys, it's Arnik. Tutorial Tuesday, and here are my top 8 keyboard shortcuts to speed up your editing workflow in Premiere Pro. Starting off with the number 8, go to next or previous cut using arrow keys up and down. Instead of scrolling through the whole timeline, simply hit arrow up to go to the previous and down to go to the next cut. Premiere will consider all the cuts on selected tracks, so simply deselect the ones you don't want to navigate through. Next one on the list is my number 7, Add Edit with the letter K. No longer do you have to select the play tool, go to where you want the cut, click it and then switch tools again. Simply hit letter K and the cut is set. This also works while the timeline is replaying, which makes it especially useful if you combine it with J and L, which replays the timeline forward or backward. Click either of them multiple times to speed up the replay. This way you can quickly navigate through all of your footage and set all the cuts you need. Number 6. Sometimes when you go through your footage, there are some portions that are just not usable for the project. So you want to remove them. But instead of taking all the time to highlight the clip, delete it, close the gap and then move on, why not just hit Shift Delete to delete the clip and close the gap immediately? Don't want to get rid of the whole clip? Well, how about using the letter Q? This will delete everything from the beginning of the clip to the current cursor position. When I get rid of the end of the clip, well, lucky you, W does the same respectively. Number 5 is a quick one and quite similar to number 6, but more suitable for people who prefer using the mouse over only shortcuts. While trimming the clips, hold down Ctrl or Command to close the gap it would normally leave. Next up, number 4. Reroll the clip a tiny bit to see if the cut you just set works. Shift K will set the cursor back by a fixed amount of frames or seconds and replay the clip. You can set the number of frames or seconds to be replayed in your preferences under playback. If the cut worked, perfect. If not, you might want to try to switch the clips to see if it feels better. But no need to do all this repositioning, you know? While moving one of the clips, simply hold down Ctrl and Alt or Command and Option on Mac until you see this icon popping up. This is Premiere telling you to just let go.
Automatic.
When you're happy with a certain set of clips and you want to keep it that way for the rest of your editing process, simply highlight all the clips you want to stick together and hit Ctrl or Command G. This will group the layers and now you can always move them in one piece. Now finally, the edit is done. But especially with interviews and also tutorials like these, you might have a large number of cuts in your audio and you need to smoothen out the minor differences between the cuts. But guess what? There's a shortcut for that. So here's my number 1 and final tip for this video. While selecting all the audio clips you want to smoothen out, simply hold down Ctrl and Alt or Command and Option on a Mac to only select the audio cuts. With all the needed cuts selected, simply hit Shift D for a constant power transition. Mine is set to 2 frames as it doesn't really need more, but you can set the duration within your preferences as well. So there you have it. Those were my top 8 shortcuts to speed up your editing process in Premiere Pro. Now, of course, there are many more shortcuts that can help you out a lot and maybe even work better for you. But I wanted to share my shortcuts that help me out the most and that I use on a daily basis. Let me know if this video was helpful to you and also what kind of tutorials and tips and tricks you want to see in the future. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!